It is your choice to forget it, or to know that even when things that happen that are disappointing, you have the choice to throw it away, or to remind yourself that happiness is waiting because it's right there for you to experience. Devotees, the suggestion that I have to make to you this morning about how do we bring joy when there is sadness into our life, how do you make sure that you're living a life that is meaningful and purposeful? It is this: we need to feel purpose in everything that we do. Everything that you do, when you wake up in the morning and you prepare a meal for your child or your husband or your wife, you need to feel purposeful in doing that. When you go to work and you do your daily routines, you need to feel like you are doing something that is purposeful. When something happens to you that brings pain and disappointment, and somebody hurts you in life, you need to find purpose also in that experience. We need to find joy. How do you find joy? How do you find joy, devotees? The writer says, Aaye bhi akela aur jaye bhi akela. Into this world we have come alone. And when we take our exit, we also leave alone. But the writer also makes an observation. He says that if you have come alone and you will leave alone, the only thing that you can do with your life, it is to give it away. Into this world we have come alone, and when we die we will leave alone. So the only thing that we can do with our life, it is to give it away. And when we want joy, we all know the secret. If you want joy in your life, we must learn to give joy to other people. And today I would like to give you an experience of something that happened to me over the past few weeks. And I thought to myself, how do I bring joy when I am hurting, when I am sad, when I am disappointed? How do we do that? And I started while I was at work. I thought, I looked at myself and I said, Krishen, why are you experiencing sadness and hurt and pain? And then I reminded myself, if I want joy, I need to bring the antidote. To get rid of the sorrow, bring joy. So I started walking around my place of work and helping other people in what they were doing. And immediately I started feeling better. Those who wanted advice, I gave advice. Those who were doing a good job, I commended them. I lifted their spirits. And automatically I started feeling good. But it was only within minutes after walking away from those experiences, I went back into my sadness. I went back into my sorrow. And then it occurred to me recently, having read A Spiritual Solution to Every Problem. When you bring joy to other people, yes, it will be an antidote to your sorrow and to your sadness. But if you want to bring permanent joy, to totally dissolve and be a cure to that sorrow and the pain to your life, for that person who would have brought sadness, that person who would have brought the experience of pain, to that person who would have brought a disappointing experience in my life, the only way that I could have dealt thoroughly and finally with my pain and my sorrow and my disappointment was to send a blessing to that person who has hurt me. The only way that I could have recovered from that state of depression and sorrow and sadness was to send a prayer, to send a positive thought, to bless that person, to pray for that person who would have hurt and disappointed me. And when I did that, and I did it from my heart, and I did it sincerely, it was only then I found my antidote to negate sorrow and sadness in my life. So think about your experiences of sadness. There may be many reasons why you would experience sadness in your life. But if you want to permanently deal with that negative emotion and thought and attitude in your life, don't just do good things to other people as plasters. Do that. But the only way that you can deal with the sadness that other people may inflict on your life, it is to turn around to that person and bless them. Wish them goodness. maybe they didn't know better. Whatever their reasons, it is not my business. But what is important to me is that I forgive, I bless that person, I say a prayer for that person, and I ask God to help them to deal differently with circumstances whenever that happens later on in their life. Today, I bring you back to this one message, that how do we bring about this experience of joy in our life? You see, in the final words of that prayer of St. Francis, listen to the words. He says, Lord, grant that I may not so much seek to be consoled as to console other people. Oh Lord, help me to be understood. Help me not to be understood, but more that I should understand other people. Lord, help me not focus on the need to be loved, but rather as to give love. He concludes, for it is in giving that we receive. It is in pardoning that we are pardoned. And he concludes his most potent prayer by saying, it is in dying to the self that we are born to eternal life. O Lord, it is in dying to the self that we are born to eternal life. St. Francis reminds us that if we want, O Lord, to make me an instrument of thy will, whenever there is sorrow in my life, or whenever there is sadness in other people's life, teach me, remind me that for me to bring joy into my life, I should not only be blessing and doing good things for other people, but I should bless the one who would have hurt me. Help me not focus on the need to be understood, but help me to understand that maybe it is their shortcoming. Let it not be my baggage to carry, but help me to understand what I need to do to bring joy back into my life. Today, I would like to conclude my message by a quotation by Nisarga Datta Maharaj. And Nisarga Datta Maharaj was asked the question, Swami, when there is financial turmoil in the world, you are happy. When there is poverty around you, you are happy. When there is crime in your village, you are also happy. Nisarga Datta Maharaj responded by saying, he says, my people, in my world, nothing ever goes wrong. In my world, nothing ever goes wrong. There may be financial issues, there may be poverty, there may be crime, there may be many things around me. But in my world, Maharaj says, in my world, what he defines as his space, in the same way that King Janak defined, in my world, nothing ever goes wrong. This universe is perfect. What he's saying, in my world, I live in the world of spirit. Everything else around me, the rest is an illusion. In my world, everything is perfect. Nothing ever goes wrong. Everything else is an illusion. Today, I would like you to contemplate and ponder in your life that what are the reasons, what are the things that happen to us in our life that we associate the feeling of sadness, and remind ourselves. We should not deny ourselves the emotion of feeling sad, but what we should do is acknowledge it. Acknowledge that I am sad. Pay attention to it. Honor it if you want. And then make a decision. Should I continue worshipping my sadness? Or should I recognize that this sadness displaces and dispels God and goodness and everything that is perfect? I have that choice. To honor my sadness and continue living a life of depression and sorrow? Or should I, after recognizing my sorrow, choose my world? Choose the happiness, choose the joy in every circumstance that presents itself to me, and find a reason to know that happiness is right there behind me, waiting to happen. I conclude with a very strong statement. Even those people who hurt you in your life, a husband hurts you, a wife hurts you, a friend hurts you, a neighbor hurts you, your boss hurts you, anybody that hurts you in your life, that person is in your life for a reason. God and circumstances have sent them into our life for a reason, to teach us something.